They clandestinely relayed messages across enemy lines. They reported intel to allies in battle. They even commandeered enemy vessels. And they always followed an African-American proverb that truly defined their contribution to spy work. Every shut-eye ain't sleep. We are talking about the unsung heroes of espionage, black agents defending our freedom from the front lines, secretly operating behind the scenes of every military conflict. And as we celebrate Black History Month, we celebrate these African Americans in espionage through a special exhibit now showing at the world-renowned International Spy Museum right here in our nation's capital. Joining us now, two of my favorite former spies, Colonel Chris Costa, Executive Director of the International Spy Museum, along with Darrell Blocker, former CIA senior field operative and ABC News contributor. Darrell is also featured in this exhibit. And Darrell, let me start with you. You know, I've known you for some time now, and I don't think I've ever really gotten the backstory of what inspired you to pursue espionage.
I think it was a combination of things. I was a Cub Scout, I was a Boy Scout, I was ROTC in high school and college, but mostly I was curious, and there's something about wanting to know more in depth about what what you're looking at. So I think it was just a natural, a marriage of my interest: philosophy, religion, cultures, geography, and the military. Of course, I grew up in a military family, and I was a military officer before I became a CIA officer.
Did you have a black hero in the field of spy work?
Honestly, Harriet Tubman. She ran a spy network that is close to the most impressive thing that has ever been done in the history of espionage, under more dire circumstances and under more threats than probably anything that existed, even to this very moment. So yeah, Harriet Tubman.
Our conductor on the Underground Railroad, and she's featured, of course, within this exhibit. Quite the icon. And Chris, you are an intel officer. You know how valuable this work is. Let's talk about some of the patriots that you are featuring within this exhibit, in addition to Harriet Tubman and our Darrell Blocker. Tell us about James Lafayette.
So James Lafayette was an enslaved man in Virginia. He spied for the American cause, so he was a patriot during the American Revolution. At the behest of France's Marquis de Lafayette, I think I said that with a bit of a French accent, but Lafayette oversaw the network, and we found out years later through fragments in history that James Lafayette, who took the name of the Marquis, was spying behind British lines. And only fragments from history allowed us to piece together that story. It is a fascinating story that James no doubt risked his life as a forager, sneaking behind British lines. Of course, we outspied the British during the American Revolution, and I love that story.
And Darrell, one of my favorite stories and spies, besides you, of course, Josephine Baker, Nazi guard, so enamored of this singer known as the Black Pearl. I mean, she could slip across enemy lines with such ease.
And what she did with her music was genius. So she was able to get secrets out by writing crib notes on her sheet music that, no German or anyone would look at that and say, oh, she's passing secrets. But she was a French speaker. She was a black woman who was way before her time. But I didn't learn about her involvement in espionage until I joined the agency myself.
Final thought, Darrell, why must we not forget these black spies and spy masters?
I think it's important to recognize that everybody that's in our nation today has always contributed throughout, from the very beginning to this day. And if we look at the intelligence world right now, our Secretary of Defense is a Black American. Their chairman of the Joint Chiefs is a Black American. Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence, a Black American. Our White House Cyber Director, Harry Coker. Linda Thomas Greenfield, our top diplomat. And of course, there are my mentor, who is also on the Spy Museum board, Mel Gamble, a man amongst men and one of my heroes.
Well, you You both know that both of you are two of my biggest heroes, and I'm so glad we were able to highlight this exhibit and have both of you on. Darrell, Chris, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Kyra. Great to see you, Darrell.
You as well, brother.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.